Okay, hello and welcome to a quick look at what we have so far. In terms of what I have got up to in this initial, let's call it development phase of my little Moodle course called Teaching EFL, English as a Foreign Language, to L1 Arabic speakers, to native Arabic speakers. Although it is light years away from finished, in that there is a lot of research and a lot of authoring and a lot of exercise and activity creation to be done. However, this is kind of the end of the beginning. It's a good moment to sort of draw a line under what we've got so far. The framework is kind of there. The ideas are multiple at this point. I'm quite inspired by all the things that I know I could probably do, but that will be carried out over the next few weeks. So at this point, what do we have? We have a course overview. I've color-coded the tags just to make the whole thing easy to navigate. I think graphics are so helpful. This has not changed. It's more or less, it's been in the same state pretty much since I started. There's a course syllabus, which is only as a downloadable document at the moment, but that's because the syllabus is not finished. I suspect when I get a final definitive version of the syllabus, I will do something a bit more interesting with it. Let's go look at section 1, and it's been divided up into subsections just to assist navigation. 1A, 1B, 1C, so on and so forth. Another one. The first section, In Your Students' Shoes, that's the title. At the moment, it's about raising awareness and reminding teachers, EFL teachers, how difficult it is to actually learn a foreign language and how difficult it is for somebody who's a native Arabic speaker to become fluent in a language which has a completely different different framework, different sentence structure, completely different syntax and grammar and alphabet and so on and so forth. I've got several activities here: survey, there's a course diary, there's an interactive video tutorial. It's just a place marker at the moment, and then we get to the nitty-gritty culture in the class, where the topics are as follows. English as a high-stakes subject, authority and family. These are some of the cultural elements which impact an EFL classroom when the students in that classroom are native Arabic speakers. They're important. They make a difference, and a bit of understanding goes a long way. I have several selection of place marking trial type exercises and some activities, like, for example, the debate, this one I'll most definitely be keeping. This is a lovely one where learners in this course can state their agreement or disagreement with a point of view and then give a justification for the position. Really nice discussion forum. This video, I mean, these videos would be lovely to include. They're excellent. A bit of background, a bit of history, and even a little quiz. Now, this first section, culture in the class, is fairly well populated with, or at least appears to be well populated. A lot of things are just place marking, or I've just begun them. They're not complete. So there's still a lot to do. The second chapter, pronunciation. Again, I think I'm going to be doing this throughout. I will have an interactive video tutorial made with the H5P plugin. which means that it's a way of guaranteeing that the videos are not boringly passive or passively boring, and that the learners have to participate by doing the activities which are inbuilt. I mean that, and I think I'm going to have one of these at least at the start of every single main section, and quite possibly in the subsections as well. Some of the subsections that may well, like for this particular chapter, as it were, pronunciation. Um, it makes sense to have audio-based or video-based teaching material, and even the activities, because the whole point obviously is recognizing sounds being pronounced incorrectly and understanding why. For this reason, this whole section requires careful development to select the best possible activities, the ones which will best train teachers' ears to spot the kind of pronunciation errors which are taking place. For the moment, I've got some subsections mapped out: problematic sound pairs, intonation stress, clustering consonants. You can see these are underdeveloped, as it were. A lot of my activities have been the settings have been tampered with by me, in that I have made decisions about how how to complete the activity, how to get completion point. Do I want grading? Do I want rating? Do I want to allow the student to mark an activity complete? Generally speaking, no. The answer to that is no. However, obviously, once all the activities have been developed, I'm going to have to make decisions regarding what is going to be an obligatory activity, what is going to get the learner some kind of points for a point system. I mean, we're talking about adult teachers. I don't want to overdo the assessment. I think they should be self-assessing quite a lot. But we'll see. You do need some kind of encouragement. The next chapter on is writing. It's just full of place markers at the moment. These would be, I mean, I've got the vast selection of Moodle activities to choose from. I'm looking at specifically the two alphabets, the differences between the Arabic and our alphabet, direction and spacing of sentences and words, punctuation, vowels and consonants. Oh, I forgot capitalization. I must remember to put capitalization in there with punctuation. Then we will figure out a way of, and this is the beauty of this online course, where I can use images of Arabic writing just to and show maybe with animation how things work, what direction they're going in, etc., etc., etc. Let's see, and we're on to chapter 4, which I suspect will be quite a meaty one by the time I've finished, because there are a lot of, and I don't think this is definitive, there are a lot of subsections, from articles to sentence order, auxiliary verbs, some verb tense traps, which just are complicated for a native Arabic speaker. I doubt that this is finished, but we will see. There are many ways, there are many activities which can be used for the learners who do this course to absorb what the chronic issues are, and this is a really key point of this, to know how to develop activities or exercises, or even how to explain to the students how to avoid those mistakes, because the whole point is twofold. It's not a single objective here. It's understanding what mistakes are likely, so almost forecasting, foreseeing them, if you like, and at the same time figuring out strategies to help the student get by them once and for all. Okay, and then we're on to the very last section, which is it's the showcase and reflect, so if you like, the assessment section. I set up here as restricted when I was doing restriction practice a few days back. So strictly speaking, and I don't think this is a terribly bad idea, my learners would not be able to access these final end of course activities unless they'd gained their badges for each of the previous weeks. The projects that I thought might be rather nice would be a handbook, a collaborative handbook, which and this is making use of one of the features of Moodle. You have this option of creating a glossary. I think it was the glossary feature, if I'm not mistaken, the glossary activity, which can be turned into an encyclopedia or a manual or a handbook. And I wanted it to be to be developed into a collaborative teacher's handbook for exercises and activities, and I don't know, like a cheat sheet, study aids for their students. And I mean, this could be an ongoing thing where each student cohort contributes to this project, so that you actually have divided up by sections several options, several different ways of explaining a particular pronunciation issue or grammar issue, and a variety of exercises which teachers might want to keep handy if they're teaching Arabic native speakers. The other part of this final part of the course and of this final section, again, I set it up as restricted unless they'd participated in the handbook, and the way to do that was to make at least three entries for each of the three main categories. If they did that and they received a grade, they had to make they had to receive a grade for participating in the handbook. Then they could participate in the reflection forum, and the suggestion would be to refer back to the diary that they've been keeping throughout the course. And I haven't actually specified too much here what exactly I want them to reflect on. I think we'll see, maybe a mixture of sort of greater understanding as to why students make these mistakes, and some ideas to share with teachers about how to get around them. We'll see. I set up on a panel here on the right hand side some of my favourite blocks. Are they final? Are these the final ones? Probably not. But I do like this. I like the activities. I like the idea that a student, this would appeal to me as a student. So I could go and check that I'd done all my quizzes, or check that all the resources are available I'd seen and I'd used. That I had done all my diary activities. I would like that as a way of keeping track of my work. Got a completion progress bar, which is always handy, is always reassuring. I like this, not for this particular course, I don't think. Oh, maybe I've thought there was a really good one if this course was for foreign language learners and English language learners. It might be useful because I'm asking them to write diary entries and reflection responses. This might turn out to be quite useful. I might leave it. Latest announcements, that's always rather good. Recent activity, that's a way of keeping track of what's going on. And my blessed sharing cart, which saved me a lot of time, where I shared across the various sections things like labels or the diary, which I required them to participate in every week. So at the moment, that's what we've got. And at the moment, it's time for me to absolutely to explore even more features of Moodle. There's a lot lurking back there, and there are a few which are just beckoning to me to be looked at. I suspect they will end up being utilised, but at the moment, I really need to do a bit of research into Arabic interference on English. To see because I mean, obviously there are a lot of books, there are a lot of papers, a lot of people have a lot of studies, a lot of people have dedicated time and energy into pinpointing what these chronic problems are. The ideas that I put together, I select the key issues that can be tackled and come up with some solutions for helping students get around them. That's what I will be doing in the immediate future, with the idea of getting back to this lovely course, to this lovely Moodle. Of course, maybe not so lovely, but Moodle is lovely, and completing it, absolutely finalising it. And with that, it's bye bye from me. Bye bye.